Hey everyone, Mad Senpai here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Nacho Finance Luchador NFTs, how the GameFi around these NFTs is going to work, and how that all ties in together with the DeFi portion of Nacho Finance to turn it into the mega ecosystem that it is. Before continuing, this video is purely for educational purposes. As with all investing, always do your own research and only invest money you are able to lose. I am not a financial advisor. If you liked the video, please click that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment to let me know your thoughts on the video and on Nacho Finance. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume one of two things. Either you've already watched my video explaining how the DeFi portion of Nacho Finance works, or you already have a general understanding of how these types of DeFi protocols work. If neither of those is true, I have a link down below to my video explaining how all of this works. Now, when looking at the GameFi portion of Nacho Finance, it's important to understand the DeFi aspects because the GameFi solves a major issue that these types of DeFi ecosystems have. If you watched my last video, you heard me talking about how peg moves. Money comes into the ecosystem, peg moves up. Money comes out of the ecosystem, peg moves down. A project relying on new money coming into the ecosystem is unsustainable. The guys at Nacho Finance have known this from the start, right? Now, that doesn't mean that these style of ecosystems are flawed. They're just incomplete. They're incomplete because there's no utility to the DeFi. That's why for the last 7 to 8 months, the Nacho Finance team has been working tirelessly to bring these Nacho Luchadors to life because they solve that problem. They have real utility. There are going to be two different types of games coming to the ecosystem. There will be spec matches, which the equivalent of a 20-sided die will be rolled, and then what you roll will be multiplied versus the stats of your luchador. Same will be done with your opponent, and then a winner is decided that way. Then, in addition to spec matches, there will also be a 3D Unreal Engine built game that's currently in the making right now, where you'll actually be able to control your luchador NFT and fight other people, which will also include things like finishing moves. Now, with both of these game types, people will also be able to wager on these matches. I think my luchador can beat your luchador. I wager 0.005 Ethereum. You agree, we have a match. In addition to that, someone else can come in and say, well, no, I think that person's going to win, and they can make their own wager on the fight, whether or not they're actually a participant of it. How does this all tie into the DeFi? Well, there are 3 parts to the GameFi. We talked about fighting with your luchador. Training them and feeding them is where all this really ties together. You scroll down to the bottom of the NFT homepage, it says it all right here. Bigger earns better. All right, we're going to take a look at the above peg reward cycle because this helps really get a much better picture of everything all together. Talked in the last video, you stake your end shares, you earn Nacho rewards, split those up in the farm, you can put them in the single side LP, you can throw them with some fresh Ethereum, put them in the Nacho wrapped Ethereum LP, you earn end share rewards, those can go over back in the bowl, or it can go down over here with some fresh Matic into the end share Matic pool. You earn rewards, you take profits wherever, 10 to 20%, important to try to keep the protocol healthy so that way it continues giving rewards. And then down over here, this is where this all comes in. You throw your nachos to the oven, trade it for N bond. This gives you a 4 times feeding bonus, and then you feed it to your luchador. All right, you have all these different weight classes here. The more you feed them, the more it'll move up. And these are permanent increases. And then once you get, each time you move up a weight level, it makes your guy train more efficiently in the gym. Gives your luchador a bonus. You look over here at the gym, you have all these different stats you can train. And the more he weighs, the quicker he'll gain levels in each of these stats. This is the kind of utility I'm talking about with these tokens. This gives it a purpose. It gives you a reason, not just buy the token, but to burn the token, which keeps everything moving, keeps everything sustainable. Training, feeding, and fighting are cool and all, but that's not even the whole picture. You can burn one Nacho to give your luchador a custom name. On top of that, you can burn another Nacho to give him a backstory of your choosing. This right here is one of my luchadors, Obi-Wan Chinugget. This gives you extra customizability while also allowing you to support the ecosystem. On top of that, the diversity of all these traits is just unreal. When you look at the detail that went into these, It's just incredible. I mean, look at this luchador here. Look at the reflections off the golden Lambo in the background. The detail of his cape, the detail of his uniform. It all just looks so clean. Look at this luchador here. I call this guy the tomb forker. This is my favorite luchador right here. Look at the detail of the tomb. Look at the detail of the coin. This is not just some artist slapping together a bunch of random things. Like, time went into making these. They're just fantastic. I'd give away a lot of luchadors for this guy right here. And it doesn't end there. On top of all these different traits, there's factions as well. Each luchador is broken into one of 10 factions. They're either part of the Los Vampiros faction, Los Santos, Rainbow, Lucha Vuitton, Haben Heroes, Tequila Dreams, Bro Exotics, Hand of Zeus, the Ruggers, or Los Clásicos. Now, the cool thing about factions, on top of allowing you to build a community within a community, right? Because few of us can really like the Los Vampiros faction, which is my favorite faction. Or maybe you're a big fan of Los Santos. That gives you an extra community to join and grow in within the Nacho Finance community. Where factions are really going to shine is they're going to be introducing tag team matches and faction rumbles. Now, in tag team matches, if two members are from the same faction, that'll give them a little bit of a bonus and make them a little more effective in their fights. And then the faction rumbles will be full out battle of the factions. You'll have Los Vampiros versus Los Santos, Lucha Vuitton versus Haben Heroes, Tequila Dreams versus the Ruggers. This will put entire factions against each other in just absolute mayhem of fights. This is a really cool concept, and it adds, again, that extra level of customizability to about how you want to play the game. Do you want to be part of the Los Vampiros faction, or do you want to be part of Los Santos? The choice is yours. If you want to read more about how each faction is, the description on what makes each faction, I'm going to leave a link to the Medium article in the description of this video. If you like this video, drop a like and hit subscribe. Leave a comment and let me know what you like about Nacho Finance and what your favorite faction is. Mad Senpai, out.